is a Danish toy company founded in 1932 when a man sanded a block of wood, his factory exploded, and then Lego was made. Lego are best known for their popular product, Lego, a series of interlocking coloured building bricks that can be used to construct various creations. It's commonly known that in Danish, the name Lego is a shortened version of the phrase legot, meaning play well, and in English, Lego means Lego. Lego release a number of buildable sets, where you're provided with just the right amount of specific Lego bricks that you then construct following a set of instructions, sort of like IKEA flat pack furniture, but Lego. There's a huge number of these Lego sets with varying themes. Lego City, Vikings, Pirates, but Lego have had hundreds of collaborations with popular franchises, basically covering every major pop culture series. Batman, Marvel, Star Wars, Friends, Harry Potter, Minions, Minecraft, and SpongeBob. Except this one is shit. I'm a huge SpongeBob fan.
Look at that beautifulness.
But this ain't it, Chief. SpongeBob just does not work in Lego form. I mean, look at fucking Squidward, for God's sake. What the fuck is that? Who at Lego approved this design? You know SpongeBob's trusty pet, Gary the Snail? Well, want to see what he looks like in Lego form? Now, I've got one question here, Lego. Something seems a little bit off with Gary. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it might be the fact that he has no fucking eyes. But hey, this guy got 160k subs off the back of Lego SpongeBob videos, so guess it's not all bad.
SpongeBob!
Gary, it's Patrick. Oh, I'm going to scare him. It's my turn. Roar!
Leave it for a day, and boom, your iOS has magically backdated to 2008. Or what about that moment when you accidentally cross-dress every single morning? Well, this is easily fixable. Just simply consume 18 yogurts in a row and then shove your underwear into each one of the pots for maximum organisation. Or how about when you take one of those atomic radioactive shits that just cakes the toilet bowl in excrement, like a spray of crap, a fecal Jackson Pollock of sorts? Well, just spray that shit with some trusty DW40 like it's a squeaky hinge and the poo will be gone in no time. But for those pesky stray bits of remaining human waste that cling to the toilet bowl that the weak toilet brush just won't budge, simply take out said toilet brush and strap it to a handrail. That'll clean it up with no issues. A brush upgrade of sorts. But what if your toilet isn't working? You're all out of water and it just won't flush. Well, 5 Minute Crafts has got your back. Just shit in a bag. Having toilet paper troubles? Well, never fear. Just pull that conveniently placed pen out of your hair and use it to hold the toilet paper. Oh yeah, you will need a pen in your hair at all times to perform this life hack. But 5 Minute Crafts don't just specialise in toilet and poo-based life hacks. Oh no. 5 Minute Crafts have reportedly been able to sneak any item into any location with maximum agility. It's said that the CIA recruit 5 Minute Crafts to sneak secret American files into the heart of Russia. Take this piece of wood on a stage, on some grass, and awkwardly dancing in a large group. So after the judges watch the contestants dance for 5 minutes, they kick some people out and they go home. Once the judges whittle down the contestants, the remaining ones get placed into categories, and these categories get assigned to a specific judge. Such categories as over 25s, groups, boys, girls, gamers, furries, and e-boys. So once everyone makes it through the boot camp stage, and these groups have been established, they move on to the next stage, called judges' houses.
Thought I would give you a little crib tour. This is where I live most of the time.
In this round, each category goes with their assigned judge, and they basically just sing in a house. Although, with the round being called judges' houses, apparently, a lot of the houses used aren't even owned by the judges anyway. So once the remaining acts sing in a living room, the judges make a decision, keeping the ones they like and telling the ones they don't like to go home, in a really dramatic sequence that usually involves a lot of crying and sad music to evoke an emotional response from the viewer.
Next to hear the news is Maria, who's back in London.
And the staff will shoot into action mode and vaporise me. And if you're a real prankster, here's another fun thing I like to do whenever I'm in the Apple Store. So if you're on an iPhone, there's a phenomenal feature called AirDrop, which allows you to wirelessly transfer an image to another iPhone user. And believe it or not, most people have this feature enabled without even knowing. So being in the Apple Store with an iPhone that has AirDrop, around a bunch of other people with an iPhone that also have AirDrop, you bask in the glories, you pull up an image, the weirder the better. Open the airdrop menu and send it to every single name you see on the list, whilst you sit back and watch the confusion on everyone's face like some sort of fucked up magic trick. Now, in recent years, you of course have the newer products like the Apple Watch, AirTags, or of course Apple AirPods and Apple headphones. Well, I recently went into the Apple store and they had a big headphone display. I was casually looking around when a staff member came over and asked me if I wanted to try the headphones out. Now, this question stumped me. Like, sure, I was curious to try them, but not exactly while an Apple employee would be staring me dead in the eyes as music played to gauge my opinion. But of course, I said yes, as to not be rude, and quickly slipped them on. Now, at this point, it made no difference what audio was coming out of those earphones. It could have quite literally been a bass-boosted fart compilation on full blast, and I would have still nodded my head like I was jamming out, and claimed it was the best audio quality on the best device I've ever listened to. Hell, I would have shook his hand and complimented his music taste as to not add any social awkwardness to the situation as I swiftly left the store. And how could we forget the Apple Pencil? A relatively new addition to the Apple arsenal, but whenever you see these babies on display, your inner Monet comes out. No matter how artistic or unartistic you are, you're compelled to go over to an iPad and express yourself. I'd stand there for hours working away, brush strokes, pencil shading, smudging, until voila, a piece to behold. Before a staff member comes over and asks me to leave the store because I'm a grown man playing on all of the devices. And with all of that said,
Before starting
goodbye.
bladesmiths, aka 4 American men that look exactly what you think men that make swords in their free time would look like, compete against each other in The Forge, fighting for a grand prize of $10,000 and a £20 Steam gift card. Okay, maybe not the gift card. Such fierce competitors as this bold American man, this bold American man, and this bold American man. In a high-stakes battle of tension, titanium, and testosterone, there can only be one victor. Each contestant has 10 minutes to chalk up a design for their epic blade of choice. Then they have to gruelingly create this design for 3 straight hours, putting in blood, sweat, and tears. And after this blade is created, this is where the show really hots up. Get it? Like, hots up, because the show's called Forged in Fire. Anyway, they then have an additional 3 hours with more blood, sweat and tears to turn their carefully curated blade into the ultimate weapon of destruction to prove themselves as a true bladesmith. These highly detailed weapons are then brought to the forge where all 3 blades are tested and put through a range of technical tests.
Mexican tourists.
Some tourists got lost in your room.
But never fear, there's a simple solution. Just fend them off with a fork and then jam it in the door lock to keep them out. Now you can zoom in peace. Or what about when you're baking and your electric whisk goes crazy, covering you and in turn the entire kitchen in some strange pink goo, like a scene out of Cat in the Hat.
Yep. And you're ugly, just like your mum.
But never fear, do you want a fix? Well, we don't have one. But you can destroy your manual whisk, stick some glue on the end of it, and boom, you have one of those weird Orgasmatron head massage things. I mean, it won't do anything to clean your kitchen, but I guess your head feels nice now. Here's a quick one for you ladies. If you have a pair of creepy guys that just won't stop staring,
Check it out.
simply walk up to them, flick your hair, and completely immobilize them.
He's so cold.
And the long hair hacks don't end there. Own a pair of wireless Apple AirPods, but they just keep falling out of your ears? Or simply tie 2 strands of your own hair around each AirPod, and perfect. Now they won't budge. How efficient. But what if you don't actually own a pair of Apple AirPods in the first place? You're the only one in class with the outdated wired headphones, and you're the laughingstock of the entire school. Well, there is one simple fix. Just cut the wires away.
Now they're officially cord-free.
Sure, they won't function anymore or play music, but as we all know, AirPods are a fashion statement and nothing more. But be careful, whilst these hacks may be great, if you do happen to have long hair, just make sure it doesn't get sucked up by a Roomba, dragging you to the shadow realm. And obviously, oh shit. And it was here that they invented money. Throughout history, various civilizations have created their own forms of currency and economies to buy and sell goods or services and reward individuals for their work. Whether it was the Egyptians with their receipts that showed how much grain they had stored, the Romans with their soldiers' salaries, or the Chinese creating paper money, it all built the foundations on how we use money in the modern world. Now, of course, today, different countries and territories have their own currencies. The American dollar, the Japanese yen, the European euro, the Swiss franc, and the South African rand. Oh, and there's also England, where the local currency is a tea bag and half a packet of crisps. And each of these currencies have exchange rates. Say, for example, you had 1 million Iranian rial. Nice, sounds like a lot. Well, say you were to then book a flight to the US of A, when you land, that 1 million Iranian rial in the US is worth a whopping $23. Rapper 50 Cent in Iran would technically be known as 21,000 rial. Now, money can be used to buy most things in life, really. Food, animals, drugs,
Let's go!
vehicles, property, clothing, the list goes on. Now, it's of course important to mention that two items of the same type can each hold different values. For example, this car is around $222,000, whereas this car is $70. This plain white t-shirt is $7.60, whereas this plain white t-shirt is $160. And of course, the art world is known for being pretty crazy when it comes to money. Different art pieces selling for different prices all the time, going for tens of millions a lot of the time. Take this piece for example, Orange, Red, Yellow by Mark Rothko. Now this piece sold at auction for $86,800,000. This method works brilliantly until you soil all the other dishes. But you can always conceal your lipstick in conveniently small containers that you can then braid into your own hair. So you can then get your pals round and just simply whip your head back and forth a few times to magically grant them full faces of precisely applied makeup. Lip gloss in the Tabasco bottle? What could go wrong? Burger face powder?
Burger face powder is my best idea yet!
Now this method works flawlessly until your father consumes said burger and then has to digest several harmful chemicals and you're racked with guilt as his health slowly declines. And best of all, what better way to hide your makeup from your parents than converting a chips bag into a secret makeup bag, so you can then use said secret makeup bag to apply makeup right in front of your parents. But of course, it's not just makeup. As we all know, in the land of craft, candy is heavily policed and therefore must secretly be transported through the vehicle of life hacks. 13 ways to sneak candies into the game club. You know the game club, right? Kitted out with LED lights and gamer posters, you pay a man in a check shirt so you can go into a room where you participate in the act of gaming with your controller turned off. And how exactly do you
Bye-bye, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Now, not only can crewmates report a dead body, but if they see something suspicious or have something to say, they can rush to a big red button in the middle of the map and call an emergency meeting. Now, be warned, a lot of the time, if somebody has a large accusation to make, these emergency meetings can get pretty heated.
You little fucking mug! You little boy! You little fucking belly! I'll come out my house and I'll break your fucking legs!
Now don't worry, if worst come to worst and you do get ejected, you'll return to the map as a ghost, whereas a crewmate, you can still complete your tasks to help your fellow crewmates win, somehow being able to do a medical scan when you're dead. With no organs. As a dead imposter, you can still help your remaining imposter partner, still being able to sabotage the map from beyond the grave to aid them in their goal of ruining the game. So finally, to achieve victory, as a crewmate, either work together as a team to complete all of your tasks, or manage to eject all the imposters to win. Or as an imposter, either kill off everybody so that the number of crewmates matches the total number of imposters lying your way through the game, or sabotage a part of the map and make sure that part of the map doesn't get repaired in the set time period, simultaneously killing all of the crewmates at once. Overall, Among Us is a great game to play with friends, making for great moments when you manage to lie your way through each meeting, pinning a murder on your fellow players. Don't take the game too seriously. Nobody wants a full-blown argument over a 2D game. And with all of that said, goodbye!